Hello, everybody. This is Act Out with Mihaela. This episode is going to be about none other than Mademoiselle Duchesse Meghan in Paris. Yes, she was there for Fashion Week, invited to Balenciaga show. This is the outfit that I'm attempting to imitate Mademoiselle Meghan with. She imitates everyone else in the world. She doesn't know how to be herself. So I thought, why not? I try to imitate. Yes, yes. I was invited to Paris, France, for the first time in Europe after 2 years of staying in Montecito and minding my own business. And as they called, and I picked up the phone to answer, it was my dear friend. I forget his name, the creator, the new director of the brand Balenciaga, who said, Mademoiselle, Mademoiselle Duchesse Meghan, would you mind wearing one of our ugliest outfits to our Balenciaga show? And I said, yes, of course, I would love to do it. I have lost so much weight in the recent 3 years trying to impersonate Princess Catherine and still cannot do it. I don't have the same body shape, but I will be there. What is the outfit? Is the outfit a sublime, beautiful, sexy outfit? And my dear friend, whose name I don't know, said, no, actually, we have the last one that nobody wants to wear. It's bed sheets over each other. One underneath is purely white, and the other is off white, cream like. Would you wear it for us? Of course, I said, of course, I'm coming. For those people who say that I don't want to be back in England, in Europe, they are so mistaken. I've been waiting for this. This is going to be my first time in Paris, and I'm going to imitate after Princess Catherine. I'm going to imitate Princess Diana, my mother-in-law. It is so, so triggering to Prince Harry. So why would I want to do it? I'm doing it to get my, let me put my phone down. I am doing it to try to get my claw back onto my prince, who's thinking about going and becoming part of the working royal again, which I don't want to, but I do, but I don't want to. Having seen the interview of Prince William recently, where he came out as this sincere future king, talking about changes that he's going to make within the royal family, I got so threatened by the interview, and I said to myself, thank you. Thank you, Balenciaga people. Thank you, Fashion Week in Paris. I will go. I will go, and I will take over the covers of all the newspapers and the magazine to draw attention again back to moi. Moi. Moi, for those people who don't know what it is, means me in French. Yes, it does. Welcome, welcome to Paris, friends. I am so glad to be here, walking with my army of bodyguards, entering the catwalk as if I were talented enough to be part of the A-listers who were all there based on their talent. My talent is arriving as if I were talented. Without the talent, I am acting out as. Are you ready for this? Whose Netflix show is coming out this coming week? Yes, Victoria Beckham on Netflix. I was their star, and now they've given a show to Victoria Beckham and her fashion business. We're gonna see how she prepares for her fashion week. Why Victoria Beckham? Why? Why not show me? I have a show on Netflix that hasn't done so well. So then I thought, what could I do to put myself on the map as the star of Netflix and take down Victoria Beckham? I can pose, I can walk, I can stop smiling my little girl smile and imitate Victoria Beckham. I know how to imitate. I don't know how to be myself, but I, as an actress, know how to imitate other people who have talent rather than try to work and develop my talent as an actress. It is so much easier to imitate others. That's part of acting, is it not? Of course, it is part of acting. The acting that I know, the mediocre acting. This is what I do when I don't know how to be me. So now I'm attempting to walk, 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 walk. Are you army of bodyguards behind me, walking into the fashion show, Balenciaga, as if I were a talent? Do my face as Victoria Beckham does. No smile, no wrinkles, nothing at all. My hair slicked back in a bun as no one has ever seen me before. And I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking. This is what I'm assuming as an acting coach. Hi, everybody. This is Mihaela with my YouTube channel, Act Out, which I changed it again. I am in shock how there is so much that Meghan could do with her platform that was offered to her by marrying Prince Harry, could have done, and watching how she is not able to do that. She's not able to do or be herself. Yet she speaks about being authentic. She speaks about being original when all she does is trying to be other people. When you are acting as other people, as characters, it is not enough to imitate. Imitation remains very superficial. You must be able to convey those other people, those characters. You must be able to know how to work as an actress, to be able to recreate those characters' physicality, those characters' inner life, those characters' essence, as I am sure she would love to use the word essence, to try to put yourself in the shoes of the characters, but come with your own interpretation, with your own version of who those characters, those other people are, as you, the actress, are playing them. It's not sufficient to imitate on a superficial level. You got to do the work to try to figure out their psychology. You got to try to figure out their internal obstacles. And what comes out of doing all of that work will be great character work. But of course, Duchesse, Mademoiselle, Meghan cannot do that. She doesn't know how to do it. She doesn't want to learn how to do it. She would rather imitate than to go to work and figure out how to become a great actress. Having the opportunity to become a great actress, having the platform that she has, would be something that would change her, the way that she's viewed by the entire world. Unless she gets to that point, no matter how much she walks down the catwalk or outside of the hotel that she's staying at in Paris, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be the same hotel that Princess Diana stayed at. I'm sure she tried in her strange mind, with her strange behavior, to probably get a room at the Ritz, where I believe Princess Diana stayed before the tragic car crash. She goes to stay at Plaza Athénée. Yes, people, yes, that's how it is pronounced. Plaza Athénée. I've heard some people trying to pronounce it correctly, and some were saying Athene, Athene, Plaza Athénée. I know because that's how we also pronounce it in Romanian. Romanian is my first language, and French happens to be part of the 5 Romance languages, one of them being Romanian. So we would say Plaza Athénée in Romanian. It's very similar to the pronunciation in French. So she goes to the Plaza Athénée. She decides to take advantage of all of the paparazzi and photographers outside who were there, not for her, but for all the real models, for all the real actors who were staying there. And she decided to change from the Balenciaga white sheets, expensive outfit, into a black dress, backless, off the shoulder. That reminds me a little bit of what Princess Diana wore when she came out after the divorce, I believe, from Prince Charles, now King Charles. She wore this off the shoulders black dress when she stepped out of a limousine. I believe it was the first time she stepped out as Princess Diana, no longer being married to King Charles. So I feel that Duchesse Meghan is attempting to follow in the footsteps of Princess Diana by wearing the black dress, backless, off one shoulder, without Prince Harry in Paris, France, saying, I am worthy of your attention, not as being married to Prince Harry. Don't need them anymore. Don't need them anymore. Husband, 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 stay home with the children. Mother Doria doesn't want to be the nanny. So now you must be the stay at home husband as I am taking over this world and come up with a new presentation of myself, which has nothing to do with being me, but it has everything to do with being Princess Catherine. Do you see how I lost all this weight? Do you see how I'm posing as Victoria Beckham? Do you see how I'm going to Paris to try to trigger my husband? And the awful tragedy that happened with Princess Diana. I think that's so sad. I think it's so sad. Wasn't it Prince Harry who was talking in one of the interviews, I believe, or maybe he wrote that in his spare book, that he was always afraid that Meghan, that something would happen to Meghan. That's why the car chase, the made up car chase in Manhattan some years ago was so triggering to him. We saw that. And now Duchess Meghan decides the best thing for her to do is to go to Paris and walk out of the Hotel Plaza Athénée through those revolving doors, get into a limousine, go towards the place where the tragic accident car crash happened, and decide the best choice for her to come into the world, presenting herself in a new, different form, is to put her feet up, as if to say, I'm so relaxed, look at me, close to where the tragic car crash happened. I'm getting goosebumps. Who would do that, and why would she do that? I have no idea. But to me, this is something that doesn't show anyone as, here I am, confident, because I don't have a smile on, walking, lack of smile. I'm taking over the world as an independent duchess, no longer having to be associated with the royal family. Don't need them anymore. I'm stepping out on my own. Why would anybody do that? That makes no sense. It's so strange. What do you guys feel? How did you guys feel about that? And I'm not even talking about what another whole thing that people are talking about when it comes to this appearance by her in Paris. Balenciaga associated a few years ago with the ads that were done with children in very strange and absurd pictures with bandaged teddy bears, which I believe they had to apologize for. Crazy, 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 crazy. Let's see, do we have any comments? If we don't, that's okay. I am so shocked, going back to what I was saying before in regard to Meghan having so many opportunities to be able to really do something good with her platform. And the one thing that she stays away from is finding out and getting into the work of becoming a great actress. That is one thing that she has. She was an actress before she came into the royal family, before she married Prince Harry. She has that. Doesn't matter, she had one show, but now she has the opportunity to get training from the best acting coaches in the world with a new platform that she has, and really, really get into that one thing that no one else has in the royal family. Yet, she doesn't know to go there. She doesn't want to do that because that requires a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. And the kind of work that it takes never stops. It's ongoing, it's a process. She wants to take the easy way out. Imitation of other people is so much easier to do. That's why it comes out being so bad when you watch her. Imitation at a level of surface is bad acting. She doesn't have anybody around her, all the entourage, all those people that were with her in Paris, the best friend, I forget his name, that supposedly got her and Prince Harry together. They don't tell her. And if they don't, why not? Do they not know that that would be one thing she could ground herself in? Imagine if Meghan Markle stayed away from the cameras, stayed away from imitating all these other people and being diabolical in the way that she does it in so many ways when you think about the comparison with Princess Diana. Imagine if she were to take some time off from all of it and do the work that it is required as an actor to do, and then come back into the world in a role, in a film, and stun the whole world. People would change their minds about her. She wouldn't have to do these events that make her look so ridiculous. She wouldn't have to. She could find that talent within as an actress. So she wouldn't have to apply imitation of other people to her new presentation of herself to try to get the audience to love her. The more you get, the more you try to get the audience to love you, the more you push them away. And that is exactly her acting out the way that she is acting out badly, looking ridiculous, looking mediocre in everything that she does. And this weekend, looking like she's this alien from another planet because she doesn't know how to create characters as great actors know how to do. She can only imitate badly. All of the people that were at the fashion week at Balenciaga show, they can walk with that confidence because they have some talent to stand on. They're supported by their achievement as fashion designers in the case of Victoria Beckham. Other people that were there, great actors, A-listers, they have their acting greatly to stand on. That's where their confidence comes from. It's not sufficient to put on the confident face, walk about, and pretend that it's grounded in something real. She looks ridiculous doing it because she even knows, she herself knows there's nothing to stand on. She knows it. Her inner monologue, you could tell from the way that she was interacting with people. She was looking up to see, are they going to talk to me? Are they giving me the attention? Because if not, I don't want to find myself in a situation where I start to talk to somebody and I am going to be ignored. I'm sure those are inner thoughts. I'm sure she has those inner monologues going through her mind while she's there. That's why it looks very superficial. That's why she looks not confident from within. No matter how much you put on the confident so-called face. Victoria Beckham is a fashion designer. Okay, she had her husband who was a famous soccer player, who is. She had the financial situation to be able to get to where she is. But she did get to where she is based on her talent as a fashion designer. Princess Catherine is doing service for the people. She is a great human being. She will be queen one day. She has that confidence that grows from within, knowing all her journey to get to where she is right now, to be applauded and respected by the people. Princess Diana, she was the most loved princess in the world due to her real interest to help children, to help people in the world. She wasn't portraying, she wasn't putting on a face without any support of her belief in what she was doing. Meghan is all a show. She shows up and it's all exterior, nothing in word to support that exterior presentation or personality that she tries to come up with. Whenever something doesn't work for her, she goes into something different. But it's always going to be external. It's always going to be external. It's never going to be grounded in the reality of her belief, because I don't think that she has that understanding of who she is. She just doesn't have that understanding. You cannot be confident on the exterior without the support of being a decent human being. We know the backstory. We know how she isolated Prince Harry from his family. We know how she doesn't have any connection to her family. Then how are you going to come out and put on the face of, I am great, I am confident, I'm here to show that I can stand on my own, when the backstory of who you are, the active backstory of who you are, is already telling us that you're not what you're trying to portray yourself to be on the exterior. The exterior and the interior have to connect to let that new presentation of oneself be as you want it to be, and become credible to your audience and have them be on your side. And I don't think that she knows how to make that connection. She doesn't. She just doesn't. It's so strange and it's so bothersome to know that she's got this amazing platform. She's on, invited to Fashion Week in Paris due to the connection to the royals. Was she ever invited to a fashion week? I believe it's being said that this is her first one. And she doesn't know how to take that and make herself really become great, not just show us she's great. That doesn't make anybody believe her. It's too superficial, it's too on the surface. It's not believable. The same way that it would not be believable when an actor would portray a character imitating that character. It wouldn't be believable. We wouldn't watch the movie. We would change the channel, or we would boo that person off the stage because it's lacking that understanding of connecting the outside with the inside world of the character. And she does not know, after so many years of having this platform, that she could actually change people's understanding of who she is by really turning herself into someone that can then present themselves to be fully connected, the inside with the outside, not just putting on the exterior facade or putting on the different masks. That kind of acting has left a long time ago. Audiences have become so much smarter to want something more. So no matter how much she wants to imitate Princess Catherine, or wants to imitate Victoria Beckham, or wants to imitate Princess Diana, which was really sad to see, it's not going to work. She keeps attempting to have a new comeback, but the new comeback has to be done with something that grounds her in something that she's come up with for real. What was that series that we all watched? The Crown, I believe. Even in that series, if I remember correctly, the last season, there was so much debate about the creative people behind The Crown, thinking if it was going to be a good idea to show the car crash of Princess Diana. And even in a fictional series such as The Crown, they were so careful to represent it in a way that it wasn't going to be triggering for so many people who loved her, and especially for Prince Harry and Prince William. Even in a fictional scenario such as The Crown, the creative people behind that were much more concerned about recreating such a tragedy than Meghan is in the way that she behaves herself in Paris this weekend when it comes to Princess Diana. This is so absurd to me that she would even consider doing that. What must be your thinking? Some people say she must not have been thinking. No, she is. She thinks. She thinks because she thinks of all these situations where she wants to put herself in. She's lazy. She doesn't want to do the work. So she wants to do the outside presentations of who she is in different forms without any inner work being done. She's very controlling when it comes to that, from what I'm seeing from an acting perspective, watching her as if she were a character. Because if she were not controlling, she wouldn't be able to do that. She would have feelings. She would have empathy to the whole situation. And I still don't believe those people who say, oh, she's getting ready to be herself without Prince Harry. Yeah, she wants to be herself, but with him at home. She doesn't want to be herself without being married to him. I don't believe those people who say that they're on the verge of or towards getting a divorce. That makes no sense to me. Again, from watching both of them as if they were characters from an acting perspective as an acting coach. I think the reason why I'm doing this, because people might say, who are you to care? What are you talking about? You don't even know how to speak English. Go learn English. Okay, thank you so much. I will take that to heart. I appreciate it. But I think I'm just really saddened to see how much she could be doing with all the opportunities that she gets as Meghan Duchess. That's what it is. When other people who are so creative and are so talented will never get that opportunity. So we'll never get to see their talent. Meghan has the opportunity, but she lacks the talent and she doesn't want to work on it. She doesn't want to work on something that she really had. She was an actress, B-list actress, cable actress, but she was an actress. Why not surprise everybody by taking time off, go learn how to be a great actress, come back and do a movie, and stun everybody with your performance? That's how the people are going to change their minds about you. When talent is being felt by the audiences, there's an immediate response of liking that person because you start to identify with that person. You start to understand your own humanity due to watching a character, an actress representation of a character who's a human being. Your humanity, her humanity would come through that character. So she wouldn't have to impose on us to like her because she's not doing the smile now, or she's walking as if she's confident. As if is not sufficient. Confidence is felt if it's really there. Putting it on doesn't travel to the audience in acting or in life. Thank you so much, everyone. I am so glad that I was able to do this. If it's only for myself, no, never mind. I was gonna go into my narcissistic monologue. Thank you so much. I hope you all have an amazing week. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.